Good morning, Year 2s, and welcome back to some more of Mr. Copping's phonics lessons. Yep, you cannot get enough of it, I know it. Right, so we're going to start off with our tricky words for this week. We are now about halfway through all of the Year 2 tricky words. I reckon we'll probably finish them by half term in the summer term. We've still got quite a few to do, which means that the last part of the summer term will be going over all of these and just trying to do it in fun and exciting ways. At the moment, being at home, these are a little bit boring, okay? And I understand that. So today is just reading. So we've got wild, climb, most, only, and both. So here the vowel makes a different sound. So we've got, instead of I, we've got I for wild and climb. And instead of O, we've got O for most, only, and both. Climb is the only funny one, because we so climb, it's got a silent B on the end. Like lamb. Climb and lamb, they have that silent B on the end, and comb is another one. Okay, so those are our 5 tricky words for this week. And they'll be what will be stuck in your spelling book come Friday when you come to pick up your next pack. Okay, so what is our focus for this week? We've done a lot of work on suffixes, and we're going to do some more suffixes this week. But first, can anybody remember the rules for them? So if you've got a grown-up with you, just talk to them now. What do you think the 4 rules could be when adding suffixes at the end of words? Pause the video now, have a little think. Okay, hopefully you've come up with at least one. Hopefully you've come up with all 4. I'm going to remove the clouds. Okay, so one of them is when you just add the suffix. So ed, ing, or s, or s. Any of the suffixes we've done. The second one is you double the consonant. So it's a short vowel followed by a consonant. That means you have to double it before adding the suffix. There's dropping the E before adding the suffix. And then finally there's changing the Y to the I before adding the suffix. So the first thing I'm going to get you to do is to go over these 4 rules. Here we go. Can you add ed to help, to make it helped? Can you add ing to shine, to make it shining? Can you add ly to happy, to make it happily? Can you add ing to sit, to make it sitting? And then an extra one, can you make church plural, to churches? Pause the video now and write those 5 new words down. Go. Okay. Superb. Let's have a go at them then. So, ed to help, all we're going to do is just add ed. Suffixes should be joined. Adding ing to shining, we've got to drop the E. So we've got sh, I, drop the E, take away the E, and add ing. Shining like that. Happily, H-A-P-P, change the Y to an I, and add ly. Sitting, we've got our short vowel and our consonant, so we need to double the T. So we've got s, I, 2 T's joined together, and then ing joined as the suffix. And then church becomes churches. Remember, when we add that extra syllable, we add the ES, so it's ch, ES. Churches. And that's your 5 words. Okay. So we're going to go back a little bit now. I just want you to discuss with your grown-up or with your adult or yourself, if you've got nobody else watching this video with you, what is an adjective? 10 seconds, what's an adjective? Go. Okay, so an adjective is a word that describes a noun, so it describes an object or a thing. Okay, and the easiest way to do it is to think, right, we're going to describe the colour of something, the appearance of something, so whether it's beautiful, the size of something, whether somebody's tall or short, fat or thin, and then somebody's feelings is also an adjective. So you might be feeling, you might be angry or sad or happy, silly, tired or worried. Okay, and obviously, look, we know about colours, don't need to worry about those. But that is what an adjective is. And what we're going to do today, and we're going to do this week, is focus on adding a suffix to an adjective to change it ever so slightly. Okay, so we are going to add and est to adjectives. Now, when you add and est to adjectives, they become special adjectives. Okay, so here, if you add to something, it becomes a comparative adjective, which is used when you compare one person or thing to another. That's when you're adding So let's have a look at an example. So here we've got bright becomes brighter, and today we're just going to focus on adding the suffix. That first rule, the adding the suffix only. We're not going to do any of the other rules today. We're just going to focus on this. So bright becomes brighter. Let's use it in a sentence. The sun was brighter today than yesterday. You're comparing the sun and how bright it is from today to what it was yesterday. That's why we call it a comparative adjective. Okay, let's have a go at adding to some more adjectives. Okay, so here's 4 on the board on your screen. Could you please write these comparative adjectives with on the end? And all you need to do is add you don't need to change anything else. So cold will become colder. Do it with all 4. Pause the video now. Okay, you should have all 4 words written down. I'm not making it tricky today, or I did say all you needed to do was add. So I'm just going to write the words down first. So we've got small, great, no, cold, great, small and quick. That's going to become colder, greater, smaller and quicker. Not that I'm asking you to do it, but we're going to use these in a sentence. I'm going to do it. So the weather was colder at the weekend than it was today. Or the weather was colder in the winter than it was in the summer. You're comparing the weather. I am a greater footballer than David Beckham. Okay, that's the truth, by the way. I'm comparing my football skills to David Beckham. My brother is smaller than me, and I am a quicker writer than my friend. So you're comparing at the moment. That's why we call them comparative adjectives. Okay, I hope you're with me. It will get easier as the week goes on, I promise. Okay, let's have a look at est then. So when we do est, the est, it's not a comparative adjective anymore. It's a superlative adjective. Okay, that means it's better than all the others. You're not just comparing it to one thing, you're comparing it to a group of things. And it adds the suffix est to the original adjective. So let's have a look. Okay, long becomes longest. Okay, so I have the longest hair in the class. Now obviously that is not true, but Rapunzel here has really long hair. She has long hair, but she also has the longest hair. So you're comparing her hair, or comparing my hair to everybody else in the classroom, which is why I have the longest hair. Right, your turn. So please do not write the sentence out. Okay, I have written the 4 superlative adjectives: clearest, sharpest, greenest, deepest. What I want you to do is to write 1, 2, 3, 4 down your page and choose the word that will go into that sentence. So I'll read the first sentence for you, but I'm going to let you do the rest. He picked the something apple from the bowl. Clearest apple, sharpest apple, greenest apple, deepest apple. Okay, so pause the video. You need 1, 2, 3, 4 in your book, and then you need the 4 adjectives after those numbers. Go now. Okay, so he picked, I'm going to go through the answers. He picked the greenest apple from the bowl. Wow, that is the something hole I've ever seen. The clearest hole, sharpest hole, deepest hole. That's the right one. I have the sharpest pencil on the table or the clearest pencil on the table. Well, you don't have clear pencils. I looked out of the clearest window and saw the sun was shining. So you should have, in your book, you should have 1 greenest, 2 deepest, 3 sharpest, 4 clearest. Okay, and it's a really simple activity today. I have got some words. Some of them I've put the root word, which is the starting adjective, in. Sometimes I've added the and sometimes I've added the s to make the superlative adjective. I want you to fill in all the other boxes. So old, older, oldest. Hard, harder, hardest. Here you've got colder, so how would you write coldest, and what would the word be without the suffix on? Fill in the whole box, then choose one of those words to use it in a sentence, and the word you choose has to be from the column or the est column. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll start tomorrow's video going through the answers. Okay, I'll see you back tomorrow when we're going to look at one of the other rules when adding and est.